So three things here we want to look at: the slope, vertical intercept, and the horizontal intercept of the graph of this linear regression model. So let's look at the first one here, the slope. Slope being 661, that's the coefficient there. And again, you should think of that as over 1 and ask yourself, what is the output variable units? Well, those are dollars, or literally dollars. Here, the way I've drawn it, thousands of dollars. What's the input variable units? Those are years since 1990. So that means that many dollars each year. And that's what's happening here in terms of a practical application. In other words, the average tuition per year increases by approximately, and I say approximately because this line here is an approximation of the data, $661 each year. So that's a good sentence for that. All right, the vertical intercept. It's actually found right here on our symbolic rule in slope-intercept form. So it's 0, comma that. And so let's look at that. 0, comma 5180. And the practical in context means, what does this mean in terms of a t value? What does this mean in terms of a c value? And how are those related to one another? So 0 for t means, we changed our letter here, 1990. Oh, up here, 0, or here I should say, since 1990. So 0 here means in 1990, and there's your average tuition per year. So the average tuition here per year in 1990 was approximately 5180. Approximately, again, because linear regression means linear approximation for us. All right, lastly, the horizontal intercept. Where in the world does our line cross this horizontal axis? So let me do this a little bit better. So out here somewhere. Where does that cross, and does it have any practical significance? Well, it would mean that tuition is going down, 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 all the way until the tuition C is 0. And so we could pull an algebraic cheating move and look at it, that scenario, in terms of the symbolic rule. In the symbolic rule, it would mean that goes down, 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 down until that becomes a 0. And so symbolically, we'd have that. And so what t value here along this axis makes a c value come all the way down to 0? Well, that can be found algebraically. Subtract 5180 and then divide by 661. And so that's the idea here. We better get a negative value, and we do, negative 7.84. So negative 7.84 is where that crosses. So the horizontal intercept I should write here for you. Man, I'm trying to keep this paper still. That is a negative, comma 0. Negative 7.84, comma 0. Now what does that mean? Well, again, that is a t value, and that's a c value. So, and then how are those related? Well, that would be negative 7.84 years prior to the end of 1990, and there's your tuition. So a good sentence would mean something like this. I wrote it on the back. Approximately 7.8 years prior to the end of 1990, the average tuition was $0. And you should be very quick, and we'll test you on this. You've got to say something like this. However, this makes no practical sense, and you can add to that, because certainly tuition was not free 7 years, or approximately 7.8 years prior to that. So something like that will suffice on an exam. All right, hope this helps.